Chapter 15. Breaking Bread. Annona checked the health of the harvest, making a path through each row, reviewing the conditions of the yield. The elders gave the task of overseeing the fields to Annona. Through its preventative means, the inspections acted as a safety precaution so that any harmful weeds could be immediately extracted. The task was given to her in her third season of harvest. Several weeks passed since her aunt had passed away. The steadiness of work provided Annona with enough distraction to prevent her from accepting the magnitude of such a great loss. On several occasions, she appeared overwhelmed by her work, resulting in more periods of rest. But, as each day passed, she felt herself transitioning back into her daily routine. With such an immense volume of crop that season, it had been several weeks since Annona had the chance to get back into the wheat and barley fields to inspect for any abnormal growths. As Annona lifted the leaves to examine the stems earthed in the dirt, she caught a weed leached to the base of the plant. She plucked it from the plant, tossing it into the basket she wore as a backpack, afterward to be disposed of and burned. "That's odd," Annona spoke to herself as she went through the surrounding wheat. At the base of each stalk was an identical weed. "Annona!" She heard Jor's voice bouncing from behind her. Crouched over, she turned to see Jor walking between the rows toward her. "Hey, Jor!" she yelled back, returning her focus to the vegetation. Removing another weed and throwing it into her basket, she heard the crunch of his boots as he approached her. "What you got there?" "Wish I could tell you, but I have no clue." Jor bent down beside Annona, surveying the weeds she extracted from the wheat stalk. "That's odd. I've never seen a weed like this, either." "That's not good," Annona said, passing the weed over to Jor for a second opinion. "They're attached to the base of the stems of the vegetation, twisting around the roots. It looks like it has affected this entire row." Jor flipped the weed over, viewing the root and the 3 pointed leaves that sprouted from it. "I'll run tests the morning after Selah to see if it can be identified. I'm certain it's nothing, just a common weed," Jor said, tucking the weed inside the pouch of his backpack. "It's close to dusk. We're supposed to go to Akim's tonight to break bread." Jor rose to his feet, extending his hand to Annona as he helped her up. "Oh, right. I had forgotten about that." Annona smiled, knowing that was not true. On the eve of every Selah, the elders took turn hosting a meal together. They used these hours to welcome the day of rest and reflection, giving a pause to the never-ending work. Jor looked unimpressed, yet playful. "Yeah, right," he laughed, lifting his eyebrows to her. Annona grinned as she wiped her hands, the loose dirt falling to the ground. Annona loved breaking bread with the elders and the marked. The meal not only provided rest from the heaviness of their work, but also gave opportunity to bond with their community of planters, harvesters, and elders. Akim knew that a heaviness would fall on the marked after they made it past their first few seasons of harvest. Being surrounded by poverty becomes draining. When one problem is solved, several more are discovered. On the way to and from the fields, the workers would be stopped by the crowd of desert stone and asked to provide money, food, or shelter. Feelings of despair, believing the job was too significant, or ceasing to believe change was possible were all common causes for the planters and harvesters to abandon their marking.